Hi, everybody. Thank you
Hello.
all so much for joining us today. This is an exciting one because I'm joined here with Dale today. Everybody, welcome Dale.
Hey, everybody. Good to be back. It's been a
I
while.
uh, I told him last week at the end of our live stream we did last week that you guys were all asking about him, so he had to come in and pop in and say hi to everybody and talk
My
about
favorite.
one of our favorite topics.
Yeah, it's my favorite topic, and I can talk all day about it. So I figured I would at least talk for an hour.
Well, awesome. Well, it'll be a fun day today. For those of you just joining us this week, thank you for joining. It'll be a super fun one today. Um, we're going to be talking all about herbs and how to use them in the kitchen and all of that. And it's yeah, like Dale said, it's one of our favorites. But let me back up. So my name's Carrie, and this is my husband Dale. We started gardening back 10 years ago now, and had whenever we first started, we didn't know, much of anything. And thank you, Dale. He's popping up pictures for me. So, yeah, this was our backyard right here. We had just a traditional Oklahoma backyard, and you can see our first little 4x4 wooden raised beds in the corner over there, and that we learned on. And then over a couple years, this is what we did. We turned it over to like completely filled with food and flowers and herbs and all of that. And along the way, we were like, oh man, I really wish that there was an app for this, because we were going through and reading so many books and watching so many YouTube videos and all of that.
And
And
leave books in the garden when it rains. That happened a couple.
yes.
Having to read my books. I think that was the last straw. I was like, okay, I'm the silly. I've been around apps like my whole life. I dream in apps. Like we got to make an app for this, and that's where it started.
Yep, that is where Seed to Spoon came alive. It was exciting. Yeah, so we learned all of that and then ended up coming up with the app. So here we are today. Fast forward. It's been a journey. It's been really fun. So I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. Okay. So we are going to be talking all about fresh herbs, but before I go into that, I do want to make sure that I let you all know we are doing a giveaway. We are going to be doing we're going to be giving away a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription. So all you need to do to be entered in to win is just go through, comment, and you will get your name entered in to win. We will draw the winner at the very end. So make sure you all are staying tuned. And with the premium, with the free version of the app, you get so many amazing things. You get free planting dates, companion plants, pest management tips, like so many things. But with the paid version, you get also you get free shipping on every order for the yearly subscription, and through Parkseed. And then you get to send up pictures to Growbot, which for like plant identification, pest identification, or just general, oh no, what's going on with my plant questions. And also, you get to visually lay out all of your garden beds as many as you want to, and as many plants as you have, and all of that. So, yeah, it'll be amazing. So, absolutely continue commenting in to enter to win. Okay. And like I said, I love seeing all of y'all in the chat. So definitely pop in. Hi. And the more you comment, the more you get entered in to win. So first thing that I did want to talk about is Italian seasoning. So um this was kind of funny because I do feel like herbs were one of the main reasons why we started gardening too.
Yeah.
It was one of the biggest things that we used a lot of. So on this picture, I kind of thought it was funny too because like that picture of the dried seasoning, I mean, it just looks like dead to me, and I'm like,
Mhm.
it just does not look appealing to me. So I did want to like show that like there's a huge difference between using things that you can buy that you just buy on the shelf versus things that you can grow outside yourself or inside. We grow a lot of things inside as well, herb wise, and just it is a huge difference. And that was one big thing too. We were adding a lot of seasonings to food, and then we kind of wanted to be a little bit healthier, so we started like buying the other seasoning, like the actual live things from the produce section. And it was um there was just a lot of expense that comes along with that.
Yeah, I've always loved to cook, and whenever I cooked for like the first part of my life, I used a lot of like just McCormick seasoning. You guys know, like up in Walmart, like they got all the different seasoning mixes, and that's pretty much all I used. And then whenever remember the Jamie Oliver's Food Revolution show that was on like ABC back in like 2008 ish, and it was like this show where he went into schools and like taught kids how to cook and stuff. But he was using a lot of fresh herbs, and I bought his cookbook, and it was like, remember I made a meatloaf for the first time with fresh herbs, and it was an eye-opening experience because it was like, oh my gosh, this tastes so much better than anything I've ever made, and that's kind of what got me thinking about herbs in general. And again, when we started gardening, this is one of the first things we really started with aside from greens because I used herbs in cooking a lot, and we were spending like a little bundle of basil at the store was like $5, and that was for one meal. And when I learned that you could plant like basil seeds and they're very easy to grow and have enough basil for the entire season off of a pack of seeds, it was like, well, that feels silly that I ever bought them from the store. So that was
Yeah.
kind of where it started. And Carrie and I both have personalities that lend themselves to obsessiveness in a way, and we both like trying all the versions of things. So with basil, there's a there was a local nursery around here that specialized in herbs, and he had 14 different types of basil, and we tried every single one of them. And that was really kind of what got us hooked on gardening. What helped us stay hooked on gardening in the beginning was that we could take meals that were basically the same ingredients of chicken and rice, but then make it taste completely different by adding in different herbs and different flavors. And it made it to where this whole gardening thing that we were going to try was sustainable because we could make things taste different from night to night. Like when we first started gardening, and like we like went all in that first year, especially where we forced ourselves to like only eat stuff from the garden and meats that we bought from the store. But we were eating a lot of the same things out of the garden, and it was super exciting for like a week or two, and then it got like, okay, like we got to make this taste different. And that's where herbs came in. And all the herbs we're going to talk about today we've used extensively. Like they all kind of have their own unique ways that we use them and perks about them, both culinary and like as we get to like rosemary and stuff, they got other uses too. So um yeah, so Italian seasoning is kind of where it started for us. Carrie, do you have a bottle with you of the Italian seasoning? Like,
I don't,
really
but I can go
what
grab
we're talking.
one if you.
So yeah, so let's start first with just replacing the Italian seasoning bottle. Because if you're anything like me, like when your mom made spaghetti, it was brown the meat, it was throwing the Italian seasoning mix, and then the sauce, and then that and the noodles, and that was spaghetti. So this is like the first thing I would encourage you to try and replace is that Italian seasoning bottle. Or maybe you've got something similar to that. But these are the main herbs we're talking about. It's basil, oregano, thyme, sage, rosemary. And the Italian seasoning is typically going to be more of like the basil. My camera.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. It's a new camera mount. I haven't done this in a while, y'all. Sorry. Hello.
I was gonna say it's not a live stream unless something like that happens, right? Like,
At least it didn't fall in my drink because it almost did. It was right there. Okay, so basil, oregano, thyme. Those are going to be the three kind of friendliest ones to start with from like a not overdoing it perspective, and we'll talk about that too as we get into these. But these are the ones I encourage you to start with. And right now we're in the beginning of December, but it is possible to grow these indoors. We're growing basil indoors, thyme, actually everything but sage right now we have growing indoors, and we have a bunch of transplants going from last year's. So it is possible to grow these all indoors, but especially as we head into spring, um, be having these on your list of things to grow. So do we have a slide on each of these individually, or are we going to talk through?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yeah, so we can talk about basil first because I feel like basil is probably, I mean, one of the easiest things to grow as well too. We grow basil from seed a lot, and
It's a,
it's so simple.
yeah, it's literally a weed in the summer where
Yeah.
we have growing wild everywhere, and it's
Hmm.
awesome because it makes you feel like a great gardener. Like you can do nothing in your garden for a month or two, and you got basil everywhere, and you're like, I am a basil farmer this year. It makes you feel like a gardening game. But Carrie, talk about your favorite because I think everyone knows about like the traditional basil, and we'll talk about pesto and all that kind of stuff. But like, you want to talk about your favorite variety that you got in the picture of here?
Yeah, so basil, I mean, all basil is amazing, but I do have a favorite basil that Parksea carries. It is the cinnamon basil. They also have Thai basil. So the cinnamon basil, Thai basil, like those just have like this almost sweet flavor to it too, which is incredible. So I love to add it to this actually right here is a mixture of, I mean, you can do this with potatoes or sweet potatoes and carrots and like roast them together. But if you top it with some basil, like it can completely change the taste of it. Like just, and also like I say basil, but like you can do cinnamon basil on top and give it a cinnamon flavor and make it taste almost sweet. You can do just like a regular culinary basil or a sweet basil, like and make it taste completely different too. So it's so fun to experiment because there's so many different flavors that you can make in just with one plant. It's incredible. Yeah.
And there's a lot of different uses for different types of basil plants. So, like traditional basil is going to give you the leaves that are great for pesto. There's also a lettuce leaf basil that's great for
Yeah.
sandwich or things like that. We love using basil in wraps, sandwiches, like all that kind of stuff. It just gives everything a really nice flavor. We're kind of addicted to pesto right now. Over the past week or two, it's been on like everything we've eaten. So, do you have a slide just for pesto, or should we talk about pesto here?
I do have pesto. I actually have a picture of pesto underneath sage. So
Cool.
that's
We'll talk about pesto when we get to sage, but everything we're talking about today, you can make pesto with, and this is one of our main uses, where it's basically you just blend the leaves together with some oil and some garlic and Parmesan cheese. Is that it? We'll talk in detail about it in a minute. But
I,
everything we're talking about today, like you can make that with, and we do that a lot. So
Yeah, but I mean, really, like this is my favorite way to use basil. But basil is so versatile; you can add it to so many dishes, like Dale said, sandwiches, wraps, I mean, salads. I mean, it really like pastas, like anything, literally anything. Like I encourage you to just start tossing it into meals and see what flavors you like in different things. Like it's one of the most easiest things to add in.
let's talk a little bit about growing it. A lot of the things we're going to talk about today can be grown like when it's cold. Basil's not one of those. It likes heat. Once it gets below about 45, it starts dying. It's a summer crop. But again, you can grow it indoors pretty easy too. We have it growing right now in a sunroom that we just keep a heater on where it never gets below 55.
And I
And
had to bring it for my background too. So this is actually a 1 gallon smart pot right here.
you want to do
This
that? Can
little,
you grab? Is it too far away?
I can scoot back. I'm scooting back.
Yeah, this is
Right now.
awesome. The bonsai basil. Here, turn it the other way. So this is like almost like a chia pet. We saw it. So Edvin and I saw one of these out at the horticulture conference that we were at last year together, and it was so cool. It was like a chia pet of basil. So I'm so excited for this thing to get all grown up and to be like
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It
basil.
smells so good.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one.
Oh, yes.
Indoor growing has kind of become my favorite way of growing as of late. The garden outside can get overwhelming in a hurry and oftentimes feels like a lot of work. And to be frank, feels like a source of stress sometimes because it's like, oh man, like there's weeds kind of going everywhere. But the indoor gardens that we've set up, like in our sunroom and on our patio and like just on our kitchen shelf and all of that, has been awesome because we've gotten enough food to eat off of just from that small area. I'm constantly reminded you don't need a ton of space to grow a lot of food, and especially, Carrie, can you pop up some of the
Yep.
pictures we've
I'm pulling them up right now. Here we go.
got? Our sunroom here. So this is like this is just a raised bed I built that's up off the ground a little bit. It's a 4x4. It's got tomatoes in it and greens, and we're pulling more salad off of this than we could eat every day. The tomatoes haven't quite ripened yet, but they're doing great. And I've just
So I
got some.
can't see what all of these pictures are of. So
That's like, I think it's also kind of hard to see just because like there's like two background images. Oh, because the slide
yeah.
is up too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then do you have that grow tower too? We've got one of these in our sunroom as well. And I mean, you can't even tell at all that we are pulling like at least 2 meals of lettuce off of
Yeah.
this a day because we're making a lot of wraps and stuff right now, and a lot of like taco salads and things like that. And it's just awesome. This is the best we've ever done at winter gardening, and um, it doesn't make me.
Especially with it being like right there, like it's so
Yeah,
easy to get too. And like because I have like this tomato plant too. Like I've been eating way more tomatoes because like it's just right there. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go pull a couple tomatoes and add it to my food. And it's so handy having things just right there and easy to access. And yeah.
yeah. Okay, we diverted from the topic, but it was kind of about basil. We're going basil in there.
Yes.
All right, next on our list. We're going alphabetical. We're not. Okay.
No, I don't know what order it was in. It was in the order that I just thought of them.
Let's
So that's what
need to
order.
talk about pesto, and here we go. It's here.
Yeah, you see this went good because this is sage. We were talking about pesto earlier. So yeah, so this that's probably why I did this one next was because I
Yeah.
was thinking pesto also because I love basil pesto, but I also really love sage pesto. If you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it if you've been on a live stream before with when we're talking about cooking because this is truly one of the most underrated herbs out there. I feel like because especially for us too, like we didn't know what to do with sage whenever we were first growing it,
It
and
grows in so well. You end up with a ton
yeah,
of it. Like, well, what do I do with all this? And then one day I don't remember who it was. Someone was like, "Just make pesto for me." I was like, "Sage pesto," and we tried it, and it's been a bit since we've had it, but at the time it was my favorite
yeah.
pesto. We're gonna try
Oh,
it
I
again
know.
about it now, but
Yeah.
it's good. It is. Yeah, it's a different flavor than basil pesto for sure. But it is so good. We gotta make pesto before we do these live streams because now I'm just gonna every single one of these I'm gonna be like, oh, I want that.
Hey, I do need to share. Let's see. Um, where was it? I
Here,
had.
let me
Here we
pop this
go. I
because
want to share this to because I
yeah,
want to show you guys because we can you can pull up recipes in here. So if you come into here, well, here I'll show you the easy way to do it. So if you're under growing guides, you go to Sage because that's where I have it under, and then recipes. If you just tap that, it'll take you down. And then right here, it says, here's the sage recipe. And you can just tap that read more, and it'll pull up the recipe that we have, that we use it for. So we have a whole bunch of different recipes all throughout the app. So make sure you go in and check those out because there are amazing ones in there. I love it.
hey, we had a question too that popped up because I definitely haven't answered this one and oh, it went away.
Oh, sorry,
Uh,
because I changed screens.
yes, so holy basil is our main basil weed that we have growing around everywhere.
Believe it
We
or not,
one
yes.
like 5 years ago, and it is everywhere. It is the most prolific of all the basils. So definitely be careful on that one. You will end up with a lot of it, but it's fine. We use it. So
Yeah, yeah, I
fine.
have zero issue. It's so funny too because somehow it came into our front garden too, and I was like, I never planted basil up here, but I was like, I'm perfectly fine with it. I left it grow in there too.
Got a question from Donna here too. So with our sage, we typically start from just one transplant that we buy from a nursery, and then we take cuttings from that and root that in the biodome. Carrie, you've got some behind you. I don't know if you have sage behind you, but it's the same thing we do for sage and rosemary. Um, so that's typically how we do sage because I'm trying to find like different varieties. So if I stumble on a new one, I'll buy it from a nursery and then we'll propagate from there.
I will say too, if there are like ever any seeds that you do have trouble germinating, do it in the biodome. Because I had one year, I had literally never been successful starting like lavender, rosemary, like those ones, because they're more finicky and you have to be really careful with them. But the biodome like definitely makes it a lot easier. And if there is something that you're having trouble growing, like start it in the Park Seed Biodome. That's it right here. And with the lid, like it just creates the perfect environment there for you for seed starting and germinating and also propagating too. But it really does make things a lot easier. So if you are having trouble with it, definitely try it in the biodome for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty eye opening that first year that we tried rosemary and lavender in the biodome because literally it never worked for us. And we kind of had written off the idea of doing it. Um, I still say you probably want to go with a transplant though if you're wanting sage this year, because if you start sage from seed, it's going to take a while to get to a
Mhm.
size, like at least probably a year or two, to get to a point where you're going to be able to start harvesting off of it. So I do recommend buying a transplant or something like that if it's going to be sage or rosemary or something like that, and then you can start a flat of seeds for next year. But if you need pesto as quickly as I do now, if you're staring at this for 10 minutes.
But yeah, I mean, yes, talking about pesto, we do need to make some. It's so good. But yeah, it really is just like it was Parmesan cheese, pine nuts, olive oil, and then whatever herb just all blended together. It's just yeah. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the biodome, it really does like works wonders with any difficult to start seed or anything. Yeah.
Sage, let's talk a little bit about growing it. I mean, we talked about transplanting it, but as far as timing goes, this is not like basil where it needs heat. This does great planting in the spring. So, this is one of the ones you want to get in the ground in the spring as soon as you can. And by the summer, you'll be able to start harvesting off of it. And also, when it goes to flower, has these little purple flowers that smell incredible and are incredibly calming. So, if you're someone that likes scents that or like rosemary and lavender and like things like that are calming. Sage is just like that. I remember going out and like bear hugging my sage plant when I'm stressed out, and it makes you feel good. Just and it's like a good like cologne too. It's an overall. Just go bear hug your sage plant is the advice
Yeah.
I'm giving.
Oh man, we had a huge sage plant in our old
Yeah,
garden at our old house. Oh man, like it was like person sized. Like you literally would go out there and like
yeah. Now disclaimer: do not bear hug it unless if there's bees on it, because there's gonna be bees all over it too. So I gotta warn you: check for bees before you do the bear hugging of the sage. But it's usually the big, like fluffy bumblebees, and those ones are cool. They've never stung me.
yeah,
I'm always right there in their business, and they're cool about it. So
yeah. I will say I am a person that was always terrified of bees, but I get like this close now to those bumblebees, and I'm staring at them. I'm like, oh, I want to pet. They look so fluffy, and I'm like videoing them, and I'm like, oh, they look so cute.
this is true. This is true. Y'all should see her on date nights when we see a cat. Every time, oh, I want to pet the cat, and the date night is diverted because she wants to figure out how to pet the cat.
Anything fluffy, it
Possibly
always
married.
gets me.
Fun. All right, this
Oh,
one.
cilantro.
Yeah, this one I know y'all are divided on. Some of y'all are like, ooh, right now. And I get it. It's genetic, though. I've done the research on it. It's like, I could go down the rabbit hole on it, but let's talk about just like why I think it's good. And I'm sorry to y'all that don't think it's good, but I think it's awesome. It's one of my favorite herbs to use. And this year we actually kind of discovered our favorite way of growing it, which is to grow it as a microgreen. So we won't go into too much of that topic here, like we've done. I know Carrie, you've done ones on microgreens
Mhm.
pretty recently, so go check that out to learn all about how to grow as a microgreen. But this is one of the ones that is
It is
awesome. That
beautiful as a microgreen too. Like it just looks gorgeous. It is probably the most beautiful microgreen I think that you can grow.
yeah, it's also that time of year where we have a wild cilantro outside too, because it
Mhm.
does do well in the cold. I could probably, I think the chickens have handled it because my garden is unguarded right now because we're letting the chickens go in and get rid of everything ahead of the spring. But it's one of those plants that is very easy to grow in the right weather conditions. And outside of those weather conditions, it's very hard to grow. So if it's too hot, you can't grow it. It can handle cold pretty well though, but it's really the heat that it struggles with. So um, if you've
Well,
had problems,
whenever it gets too hot, it starts to bolt, and then
yeah,
it has like these little seeds that are on top that are coriander. So that's actually another herb then that you can add to your mix with one plant. You have cilantro and coriander. But so coriander is like the little seed bulbs whenever the cilantro starts to bolt. So it's still useful when it gets too hot for them, and because you get coriander from it, and that's pretty cool.
yeah, and those coriander seeds, like when they are like first developing, are so good. That's like
Mhm.
one of the hidden gems of cilantro that a lot of people don't realize you could use is once it does bolt and go to seed. Now, eventually those seeds will harden and become bitter and like not appetizing. But in the first few weeks, when they're just like green and like just forming, they are so good. And it's like this little crunch you can add and it's my like especially when it's in a wrap and you get that little crunch that adds that cilantro flavor. It is so good. Definitely an underrated way to eat cilantro, but um, it's hard to have salsa in my opinion without cilantro. It just makes it so much better. There's
Yeah.
now in the summer there's a couple things you can switch to. There's Vietnamese cilantro. I don't think it tastes nearly as good. The Puerto
See, now
Rican
that
cilantro,
one tastes like soap to me, which is
me too.
interesting because
Yeah.
like regular cilantro does not.
Hmm.
So I don't
The
know.
Puerto Rican cilantro is really good, but it's very slow growing and you don't get very much off of it. And it's just not like in the quantities I need cilantro, it just doesn't work out. So that's why we switched to cilantro microgreens in the summer, but we've always got cilantro going because it's just like probably my favorite herb to eat from an everyday perspective because I could eat it every day and not get tired of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you literally can add it to like anything and everything too. I mean, if you as long as you like the taste of it and it doesn't taste like soap to you, if you add it to like any sort of like Mexican dish, salsas, I mean, we add it to so many like salads even too. It just adds a really like fresh taste. Yeah, I love cilantro and I love cilantro microgreens. I love the adult version. I love it all. So
Let's talk a little bit about growing it. So this is one where you just want to start it directly from seed. It doesn't transplant well. We've never really had success trying that, and it starts so easily from seed. So this and basil are the two so far that you could just start from seed easily. Sage you're going to need to transplant. So
yeah.
and if you ever forget,
Cilantro is very easy to start.
yeah,
Like Dale like would literally just go out there and toss seeds and they just pop up wherever he dropped them. Oh, this is a good call out from Donna. The health benefits of these herbs. Yeah, let me show people really quick what she's talking about. So in here, since I'm already on stage, we can use this. But there's also this tab right here that's health benefits. So you can it calls out like specifically like which plants are good at doing what for what different health benefits and all of that. So this was just kind of something that was, I mean, that was mainly like why we started growing was because we wanted to get healthier and all of that. So we wanted to make sure we were calling out like if other people were trying to do the same thing, trying to help people out with all that. So yeah, so check that out.
yeah, and I'm glad you called that out because herbs, like if you look at the lists of plants that have the most amount of health benefits, whether it's helping with your heart or with cancer fighting or whatever it is, these herbs we're talking about today are going to show up in pretty much all of those. Like oregano is going to be in the top three of pretty much all of them. Rosemary is kind of the same way. But all of these have their own unique properties that help with your health. And those properties don't really exist anymore once they're taken, refined, and turned into whatever you buy from the grocery store. Like it's all gone by that point. Like some of the
Yeah.
flavor will be there, but the health benefits really aren't. And
Well, and you say some of the flavor because it's definitely not all the flavor
yeah,
too, because it is like
it's
a
wildly
fraction
different.
of the flavor.
Yeah.
Okay, chives are one of my favorites to talk about too. And of course, I had to put a really pretty picture in the background for chives because chives are so beautiful. I mean, look at those flowers, they're gorgeous.
And you can eat those.
And
Yeah.
yes, I was just going to say, if you didn't know, like those chive flowers are edible too, and they taste just like chives, like just like a strong version of it. Our kids would go out there and pull them, and they're like, "We can eat these." I'm like, "Yeah," and they just go through and eat them, and it's like, okay. It's amazing, but they're beautiful. They taste amazing. They bring in a whole bunch of pollinators. There's so many benefits to growing chives. It's super easy too. We start our chives again by seed. It's one that's really easy to grow and it takes over too. So we keep these in a container as well because they will take over a little patch. And we pretty much just give it an entire like smart pot and let it just take over and grow and go wild.
Man, that picture of mashed potatoes looks so good. You can't. You're. I gotta start eating before these live streams because now it's just a tour of all my favorite foods right when I'm hungry.
I know. I will say chives are probably one of the easiest things to add into your meals too. Like this is
Yeah,
probably one of our favorite ways to do it is simple mashed potatoes, just adding in some chives. And this is our kids love doing this too. And we have these, oh, I didn't put a picture of our scissors that we use. I use these scissors. Here, I'll pull them up really quick so you can know what I'm talking about here. Um So these herb scissors right here, we use these especially for chives just because it makes it so much easier. But we go through and then we start chopping them up. The kids love doing this and cutting these up over top of the mashed potatoes and dropping in the chives into the mashed potatoes and stirring them in. It's so much fun. But definitely like mashed potatoes, we add them into scrambled eggs. We Oh, Dale. I mean, what else do we add them to? Like, I feel like everything, honestly. I mean,
everything.
it's,
One of those
yeah.
plants is so easy to grow that I mean it basically becomes a weed again. Just like here, we have wild chives growing everywhere. Uh,
Yes.
it's so and you can grow it from either seed or from transplant. Either one works fine. There's also different varieties of chives, different flavors. There's garlic chives and onion chives. They both kind of have their own oniony or garlicky
Hmm.
flavor. Oh, great call out from Donna here too. It's also great protection from other pests. So if you put chives around something like a broccoli plant, it's going to help that broccoli plant not be detected by the pests that are looking for it because the pests are generally using their sense of smell to find the plants. And um, chives have such a strong smell that it creates camouflage almost in a way for your plants that you're trying to hide.
Hmm.
But I love chives. We have a whole grow tower of just chives now.
Yeah.
So I'm
One of those
excited.
green stalks. We did an entire one of chives. I wish I had a picture of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's outside. It's not in our sunroom or anything. It's just on our porch. So they're
It's
going
still
dormant,
going
but they're chilling, and they'll be back in the spring, and the whole thing will be full of chives, and we will have more chives than we can ever eat.
good. Which is a good problem for us because I do feel like I don't know, we do use a lot of chives though, especially if the kids are helping cook because like I said, that is one of their favorite things to do. And I think it makes them feel like they're doing like professional chef things and they
Yeah,
feel like they're like, where are the
scissors.
chives? Yeah.
Yeah, they get to use like the special scissors and all that kind of stuff, and I think because it's such a mild flavor that, like you said, it makes them feel like they're starting to they're chefing it up as they call it.
Yep. Yep. Oh, Danny, you are definitely not sucking as a gardener for sure. Don't worry.
And in the
Um,
summer, if you tried to plant chives in the summer and it was really hot, they're not going to take, and they're like so. That's the thing with chives. In the cool season, they do much better, and then they die off in the summer. So that could have been what was going on there.
yeah, I will say, like, if you have like a just like a pot, like just sprinkle some in there. Just keep it moist. Like, try it indoors too. Like, just get it started like right now too. I'm gonna encourage you to do that because I mean we're doing a lot of indoors. I have some chives growing in our sunroom as well. Like, Just go out there, sprinkle a couple seeds in there, and keep it moist, and hopefully it'll germinate better for you right now. And rosemary. So this is one of Dale's favorites. um,
Absolutely.
the smell of rosemary is just something else, which I'm sure a lot of you know about. And if you don't, you need to get some rosemary to smell it, first of all, too. It is just, and especially this time of year, it is so, it's festive for me. Like, it's just, it is the classic, like, holiday herb, I feel like. And it just smells incredible. Now, that being said, rosemary is one that you do have to be careful with because you can very easily overdo it with. I mean, it has such a strong smell. You're like, it probably is going to have a strong sense of taste too. So just be careful, add a little bit at a time with rosemary. A little bit goes a long way with them.
It's another bear huggable plant, I will say.
Yes.
Another one of the plants I will often bear hug as a stress relief. Um, One of our favorite ways to use it, you can see the picture kind of showing this, is you can actually like use it as a skewer. So you can strip all of the leaves off of a rosemary and then run your meat through that and then use it to cook. And it kind of infuses that rosemary flavor into it. That's a pretty fun way to use it. But like she said, you can go overboard easily. I've done this to her many times where I've over
Yes.
rosemary something because I love how rosemary tastes.
That is
So
why I have to always call it out because Dale has done it to me one too many times where I'm like, ooh, this is very rosemary y.
I ruined sage for her for like 2 years before we did that sage. I oversaged something once. It's another one of the things that you can really overdo.
That's fine. I love sage and I love rosemary now too. So we're over it. We've learned and we're good.
Rosemary can be hardy depending on where you are. By hardy, I mean it'll survive the winter. Um, Different varieties are going to do better in different areas, is what I've learned about rosemary. It's really hard to recommend like one variety that's going to do well across the country. Um, ARP is the variety we found here in Oklahoma that seems to do the best. So if you're in an environment similar to ours, you can take that information. But really, with rosemary, I would lean on people around you in your area, local nurseries, like Facebook groups is where I learned a lot of stuff about what works well in Oklahoma by people talking about the specific varieties they tried and stuff. And we're lucky that here in Oklahoma, and again, I had that nursery where the guy that ran it ran rosemary trials for Oklahoma State University, and he grew millions of rosemary plants. And we actually have like some interviews with him that you guys should go watch. If you search for Bill Ferris on our YouTube channel, I promise you, you will enjoy every single one of the videos with him because he is a character and he has a wealth of knowledge. But rosemary is pretty awesome. We don't use it as often as we use the other ones. I use this mostly in meatloaf and in like meat dishes. Really, is where I'm using rosemary, but it's more of like an ornamental thing for us. It brings in a lot of pollinators too. You'll have bees all over it once it starts to flower, especially.
Oh, it's beautiful when it flowers. Yeah.
You can
I
also
had to
probably
pull up this comment from Charlotte too because I was like, this is something that I do too. Like we did this a lot last year too. I need to do it again. So thank you for reminding me, Charlotte. But yeah, I would go out there. I would just take a whole bunch of cuttings of rosemary and just like pop it into the tree or pop it into a wreath too, or just like around the house places. And it just smells so good. Yeah. Good call out. Yeah, and I love Donna's idea here too with the juice with frozen cranberries and rosemary. That sounds amazing. You guys have the best ideas too. Hmm.
let's talk a little bit about growing rosemary just briefly.
Oh, sorry.
There's
There
going to
you
be
go.
just stage. Transplants are really the way to go on it. If you start from seed, it's going to take a while, and it'll grow well starting like pretty much like once the ground starts to unthaw, wherever you are in the spring is when I would plant that. It also does really well in containers. It does better in containers actually. We have all of our rosemaries in pretty large smart pots. Um, Now is also the time of year you might be able to snag some deals on rosemary plants because a lot of stores will have like Christmas trees made out of rosemary, and if and those will go on clearance here sometime soon. So that's a way that sometimes this time of year we'll snag some of our rosemaries like for a really good deal. Because
I
you can
love
get
it. And it's also the perfect time to like go through and propagate cuttings, like take cuttings from rosemary plants and start more. Cause like back here in this Park Seed biodome that I have, like I have a whole bunch of rosemary plants in there. I actually did with you guys live maybe like a month ago or so. But yeah, it's so easy to do. It's so easy to propagate those herbs, especially rosemary. It's one of the easiest things you can do. You just take a cutting, of fresh cutting and strip the leaves from the bottom. We dip it in a rooting hormone, but I mean, you don't have to. And then I just pop it into one of those sponges and let it sit covered for a bit. And now there's so many roots on those. Like I need to get these out and transplant them because they're ready to go. Yeah, they're doing good. But yeah, I highly encourage you. Like, this is the best time of year to go through and propagate a whole bunch of herbs. And then come springtime, you will have so many new plants. It'll be amazing. Oregano is another very easy one to add to dishes. It is one that you can add into all sorts of pizza, pasta. I mean, the sky's the limit, really. Like it's very easy to add in. And again, like it's very easy to just kind of like almost just peel the leaves off and just drop it into the dish and mix it in. I do like to add it in like with this picture, like sprinkle it on top of a pizza, or like after I'm done making a pasta, I'll add it into the pasta afterwards and stir it in. That way it's like still fresh and it's really great. Love it.
so with oregano, there's a couple different types, and you should be aware of the differences. So
Yeah.
Greek oregano is very strong. It's real oregano-y. We use it sometimes, but just be aware that it's going to be overpowering sometimes to some people. Um, the spicy oregano is legit spicy. Now I
Yeah.
love using it with black beans, like it adds some spice to it, like but it is legit spicy. And then the Italian oregano is where it's at for us. It's more of a mild flavor. It's a cross between Greek oregano and sweet marjoram. Sweet marjoram is also really good. It's kind of in the same kind of area as well. But just know with oregano, there are big differences between the varieties. And if you want that mild flavor, go with the Italian oregano. It grows really well. It's also a great companion plant for all of your other plants in the garden. Um, we usually always have it around the base of our tomato plants, and it doesn't get real tall. It kind of sprawls out. So it does really well with tomatoes because you got tomatoes getting tall and then the oregano kind of sprawling out around it. So highly recommend oregano. Again, this is one of those ones that's going to be on the list of all of the most popular herbs that are best for health benefits of everything you look at. So um,
What
it's
about
also
Mexican oregano? Have we done that one?
Mexican oregano is not a true oregano. It's not in the same family, so you're not going to have the same health benefits. It's a version of oregano that is easily grown for mass production. So a lot of the bottles of oregano you buy from the store are that Mexican oregano, and they have the same general flavor as oregano, but they're not going to have all the same health benefits because they're a completely different type of plant. So, not that it
Interesting.
doesn't have a purpose and you shouldn't grow it too, but if you're looking for like the specific like health benefits of the oregano plant, then you want to go with either Greek. Greek is going to have the most health benefits, but that's the most flavor too, and it's pretty overpowering to some people. And the Italian oregano is going to be kind of the same thing with a little more mild.
So Harry Warp says Mexican oregano is a verbena.
Thanks. I couldn't remember exactly what kind of other plant it was. I just knew it wasn't the oregano.
And then it is time now to talk about time.
Here we go. She's
Are
never
we
going to.
ready?
Y'all know how many time puns we have around this house?
Let's,
I
let's
cannot
do
say
it. Okay,
five.
everybody throw their best time puns into the comments and we'll pull them all up. um but seriously though, like time is, I feel like I've said this about several of them, but this is probably one of the most like universally easy things to add in. That's why I put in salt and pepper here, because I was like, This is quite literally just as easy to add to your meals as salt and pepper. And that's exactly how it should be thought of. If you are going through and adding salt and pepper to a dish, you should be like, I'm going to add some thyme as well. Like it truly is like it's a very mild flavor. It is the perfect addition to pretty much anything, literally pretty much anything. So yes, so consider thyme just like your salt and pepper.
Yeah, and like everything else we've talked about, there's a lot of different varieties as well. We really like the lemon thyme because I use it with fish a lot. But there's a lot of different types of thyme. It's very easy to grow, similar to oregano and how it grows, where it kind of sprawls out. Um,
It's beautiful too. Oh my gosh, I have like one of a smart pot filled up, and it's just like sprawls over the side, and it like I had to like trim it back because it was like growing too far. I'm like, this is just it is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And oh, remember we used to have it at our old house. We had them in like those
oh yeah,
hanging pots
the
and
window.
had them like cascading down. Oh,
Yeah,
we need to do that again because oh yeah, it is definitely gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Time flies when you're having fun. Yep. And the time is flying right now.
another thing on thyme. So this is another one that is not super easy to start from seed. Again, it's going to take a couple
Mhm.
years to get full size. So I would go with the transplant on thyme. Um, and try all the different. I'm scared to say the word because every time you figure.
Every time.
Oh my gosh!
But yes, I do have a bunch of thyme back here too that I propagated just because I do use it a lot as well. And it is one of my favorite herbs. So it is it, very universal. We try to grow a whole bunch of it. And even though I probably started like, I don't even know, 10 or 15 back there, I'm probably going to want to propagate more just because now that we're talking about it, I'm like, I need to have more in like hanging baskets and all of that. Like I'm getting excited now. I'm like, oh, I need more time.
I think along the border of that walkway that we just built too, on that sidewalk coming into the house, like I think almost
Yes.
like kind of cascading over. Because I'm trying
Ah,
to figure out what to do
that'd
with
be
all
so.
these time plants now. As you're talking, I'm like, oh man, I got like 20 time plants. I got to figure out where they're gonna go.
Oh no, don't you worry about that. We need more plants. We need more time for the time.
Time is also very easy. I think everything we're talking about today, you can grow in a container.
I am having the time of my life. You're right, Susan. Thank you.
Now we're all thinking of Dirty Dancing.
Oh man, I start singing now.
Do you want to try the Dirty Dancing thing again? We tried that.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I do remember doing this.
Yeah, we have other talents. We just don't.
It is not dancing.
Parsley.
Okay. Parsley. It's not as fun to talk about as thyme, but
I
I do love parsley. And this is one that I feel like whenever we first started growing it, we were kind of just like, I mean, what do we do with it? Like it does have a like almost like a strong flavor and a little bit goes a long way. And so we ended up like finding this recipe right here for couscous and adding parsley to it. It is hands down the best way to use parsley. Is so good. You guys definitely have to try it. Like this is just a regular like boxed couscous, and then we just added a couple seasonings, and we added in like I mean slivered almonds and like things like that.
yellow.
Um, yellow raisins.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then
Hungry.
we would take some parsley and cut that up in there too, which I use my herb scissors for that too. But I pop that in there. It is so good. It like really it makes it look really pretty and it makes it taste incredible. Now I want couscous as well.
Yeah, and
Um, yeah, I kind of want to do that now.
it's
But
also easy to grow from seed.
yes.
Uh, or from transplant. This is one you can do either way, but typically we're starting it from seed. It does well in the cold. It's very similar to carrots, so it's a biennial. It's gonna grow for a year, dormant, come back, and then go to seed that second year. Um, it's in the carrot family, so and it kind of has the same taste as carrot tops in a way too. I'm not a huge fan of parsley, but I love that couscous.
Oh my
But
gosh, yeah.
really,
Yeah.
anything else I like parsley in. It's just like, again, it's kind of that same overpowering flavor where a little bit goes a long way. I gotta pop this comment because it's too good.
Dancing is all about the timing. That is correct. Thank you, Danny.
We don't know anything about that. You're the worst dancing couple you could probably ever find.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop us from trying. It's okay.
It usually does. We usually don't try.
Well, yeah, that's true. At least around people.
All
I
right.
like Becky's call out here. She's talking about using it like every day, like in beans, gumbos, soups, stews, dirty rice. Like, yeah, those are all amazing selections. I love it.
We need to use it more. We need to throw it in
Yeah.
rice.
Yes.
Yeah. We need to become fans of parsley. But you got to become fans of pickles if we're going to do that, which Carrie does not like pickles. But
Yes, I will say store bought pickles are disgusting. But we did try making our own pickles though, and doing like our own cucumbers and putting them in the vinegar and putting some dill in there. It actually was not bad. Now I'm not just gonna go out and like start eating them, like, but like I was like eating, I was like, okay, this isn't bad at all. It again, it tastes completely different than store bought to me. Like the store bought disgusting. I can't even smell it. It is like, bleh. But then like these were edible. I was like, oh, okay. So
and this
maybe it's the dill.
appreciation for dill because we tried it the first time with no dill and it was not good. And
Yeah,
then
I do. I think it's dill.
and then we added some dill and it was like, yeah, okay. I appreciate dill now. I understand
Yeah.
it's very needed and we will always have dill now.
Mm-hmm. And dill again, it is one that is very easy to grow too. Like I get volunteer dill plants that just come up after the fact, and they are amazing at bringing in so many beneficials to your garden too. They are one of the best. I mean, every single one of these herbs will bring in so many beneficials, and there's so many reasons to grow them. But I do feel like dill is probably one of the amazing ones too, right there, because it just brings in like a whole bunch of ladybugs. It brings in those wasps, those predatory wasps, and all of that. Like, yeah, so many amazing things that you want in your garden to help you.
Yeah, and we've talked about companion planting on everything else. This one like has a unique angle on companion planting, like Carrie's talking about, because it attracts things to it that are beneficial. Like you said, I think ladybugs. I think that was right. They'll lay their eggs on and around dill. Swallowtail butterflies also, which I mean technically they're a pest, but they're beautiful to have around. So this gives them an area to concentrate on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Lacewings, like you said, the parasitic wasp, all of them will lay their eggs around dill. So dill is a pretty strategic plant for us to have in the garden. We'll use a little bit in canning, but more than anything, it's just kind of one of those tools we use in the garden to help bring in beneficials. And, those beneficials are going to keep the pests away. Especially like ladybugs are so beneficial to us because of all the aphids they eat. It's probably one of our most beneficial beneficial pests. Oh my gosh. Beneficial bugs that we have in the garden are ladybugs.
Oh yeah, hands down, they are the best little army people. Okay, and then of course we have to talk about mint. I have mint over here. So over here, I had rosemary, thyme, and mint that I propagated in here, and I love mint. I am a huge fan of it. Just the smell is incredible. It grows so easy. And I mean, that being said, you do have to be very careful because of how good it grows. It will take over everything. I've even had it just in a container before that was like pretty low, and it just kind of climbed over the top and started planting itself outside of it. So you kind of have to watch it. But I don't have a problem with that. I'm more than happy to let it do its own thing and take over where it wants to take over because I love it and I use it all the time. This is one of our favorite ways to use mint is just getting like one of these little gallon size little like sun tea things jars out, adding a bunch of water into it and a whole bunch of mint. And then if we have like frozen cucumbers or something like that, we'll pop them into there too because it acts like an ice cube and it's just like really refreshing. But it's amazing. I love mint in drinks and teas in everything and just the smell.
We got a question about dill that I want to pop up just
Oh,
briefly from
okay.
Robin. So dill is best to transplant, to grow from seed again because it's not going to transplant near as well. So it's one of those
Yeah.
things we're pretty much always doing from seed.
Yeah, I just popped up JC's question, what kind of mint do you like? I mean, I don't think there is a bad mint out there, like truthfully. I love chocolate mint, of course. The kids love the chocolate mint. And Dale, do you remember that one
I'm looking at the
mint?
mojito mint.
Was it mojito? No, it wasn't mojito
It's
mint.
not called mojito. Is that the one you're thinking of?
There was one. It was one that we found a couple years ago. That
Yeah,
um, yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but like I said, they are all amazing though. Like apple mint smells amazing too.
experiment.
Spearmint, chocolate mint. Yeah, chocolate
That
mint's my favorite. But
like when it gets really hot here in the middle of the summer, like it'll get like close to 110 some days, and it's just everywhere you go is just this drink is the best thing I have found to cool me down. It is so good, and I'm not hot at all right now, so I'm not craving it at all. This is the first slide where I'm not like super wanting it, but when it gets hot again, I will want it. So
that's funny. I've never tried pear mint, but that sounds incredible. I mean, yeah, like I said, you can't go wrong with mint. But mint is amazing too for protecting your plants, especially. So if you have any sort of like mice or rodent problem and things like that, pop some mint into your problem areas. They will avoid that.
or like we had an area where we had mice problems like around the house where they were trying to get into the house, and we planted mint along that entire side of the house, and it stopped the problem.
Yep.
Mice hate mint because it overwhelms their because mice have really good sense of smell, and the mint just overwhelms it. So they hate being around it. So like if you have problem areas where you want to get rid of mice, plant a bunch of mint around there. But again, be
Mhm.
careful. It's gonna go everywhere. You're gonna have mint. And that bed, it was a long raised bed that was probably like 40 feet long, and we planted 8 different types of mint in there and just let them fight it out and just see who wins.
Yeah, I remember doing that. We also added bee balm over there too, which I didn't include bee balm into here, but bee balm's another one of my favorites that grows very similarly with it. Okay,
We are right at, we hit that right on time.
look at us, and I'm over here trying to draw a winner
All
real
right, so
quick.
talk a little bit about Growbot. So Growbot, if you're not familiar, is an AI chatbot that we have in the Seed to Spoon app that can help you with your gardening questions. So if there's something that you had that weren't able to get to today, the Growbot icon in Seed to Spoon will help you out. You can also send photos to it, which is the like when we first started building Seed to Spoon, one of the dreams was how cool would it be if we could build an app where you can just take a picture of your plant and it tells you what's wrong with it, or take a picture of a pest and it tells you what it is. And Growbot literally does that. And it's still just one of the coolest things for me personally, because this was the dream, like when we first started building the app, was to have this. So this is something we use all the time. Um, it's been so useful for us, especially with sprouts. Like you get a weed out in the garden, you're not sure what it is, take a picture of it, and then find out what it is. And a lot of times you find out, oh, that's not a weed. I want to keep that. And then your garden becomes overcrowded with too many things because you can't stand to get rid of anything. And that's how our summer garden becomes the way it is. So anyway, Growbot will help you with all of your gardening questions. And you get 3 free questions as a free user. And as a premium user, you get unlimited photos and all of that. So check it out.
Okay. Drum roll, everybody. Here we go. And the lucky winner here is congratulations to Ben. So send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net and I'll get you all hooked up with your 1-year free premium Seed to Spoon app subscription.
You also get free shipping on all of your purchases through Park Seed as a yearly subscriber as well. So you can go to Park Seed's website and just link up your account there, and then everything you buy through there, you get free shipping on it.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I hope you all will join us next time. We do these every single week, every Tuesday, same time, same place, just hanging out, chatting, gardening. So see y'all next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.